Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Of course, my name is Kent, and I make videos about the EOS blockchain. And I want to ask you a question. The question I want to ask is the price of EOS becoming a problem? Because the price of EOS, last time I looked, is in the $4.50, 60 cent range. Of course, it's been over $20, I think $22, something like that. And now the price is getting pretty low. I mean, it's very low as far as EOS is concerned. And I was wondering if that's getting to be a problem. And the way I'm saying that may be a problem is the fact that when the price is low, it affects development on EOS in a number of ways. The main way is that block producers don't make as many rewards, so they don't reinvest back into the platform or in equipment to make sure that the blockchain runs smoothly. The other thing that goes on is people that develop dApps. Their crypto doesn't trade as well, so if their crypto doesn't trade as well, then they don't build the project, or they don't have the money to build the project that they promised to the community, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem when the price is down. When the price is like it is right now, that becomes a little bit of an issue. But then again, the price is down on almost everything. All cryptos are down across the board. If you look at coin market cap, the top 100 cryptocurrencies, it's almost like every single graph is exactly the same. They're all downward, downward, downward. So everything is down, including stock market. I mean, stock market is not done well this year, regardless. Even whatever you hear in the news, it's not done really well. It's up a few percent. The Dow Jones and the NASDAQ all just up very, very slightly. In fact, the venerable Apple Computer, first $1 trillion company, I think was up only 14% this year. Crude oil's down, commodities down, everything's down. So we're kind of in a little bit of a phase where everything is down right now. But the fact EOS is down right now is a little bit of an issue, but I think it's going to get remedied very quickly. I think almost very few people understand EOS. In fact, Mike Novogratz said in the video that I made with him that he thought that San Francisco, NorCal, totally missed cryptocurrencies, and maybe they're starting to understand blockchain. But I don't even know if they're understanding blockchain. I know people at Google and people at the major tech companies don't understand EOS and probably are just starting to understand blockchain. So this is all yet ahead of us. All the projects, all the things that are being built, all the things happening are yet to be understood by most of the major players, and they are being understood. That's why I have so much respect for a guy like Mike Novogratz, because he does understand this, and he is going to be the trendsetter, and he's going to be the person that people are going to see as the guys that figured it out the quickest, and he has a history of doing that. So obviously I think this is something that's going to be happening really quickly. But I want to talk a little bit about the other thing going on with EOS right now, which is what's being built on EOS. Right now EOS is primarily games, and some of the games aren't, even as far as usability is concerned, there's not a lot of users using things on EOS right now. In the hundreds, maybe thousands of people, but obviously not something that's being used by hundreds of thousands of people. So that has yet to take place too. In the book Austrian Economics, it talks about the hierarchy of projects and how you don't build jet airplanes before you build simpler projects first. What's going on with EOS right now is we're still in the gaming phase of EOS. We're still trying to figure out how the blockchain works, the best uses for the blockchain, and not getting carried away with what great things EOS or the blockchain can do. Because as in the book of Austrian Economics, you can't build airplanes until you build simpler projects, simpler machines. We can't build complex applications before we start doing simpler applications, which is where we're at right now with gaming and some of the simpler things being done, dice games, card games, stuff like that. Those have to get built out before we can start to build the more complex projects. And if you're reaching towards those more complex projects right now, it's going to take some time. And that's why I think right now the price is a little bit low too. The other thing too is probably the biggest use thing for EOS, of which nobody understands, is the ability for EOS to fund projects. That's what's going to make EOS extraordinary, and that's why EOS is going to be such a huge winner in the future. The ICOs are coming under scrutiny by the Security and Exchange Commission. All the ICOs on Ethereum could come under the ruling of being securities, but kind of the direction it's taking, EOS has the only platform right now where I see that you can fund a project, where you can actually fund a project through a community without running sideways of the security laws. This is something that EOS is unique to EOS and the only platform that's being done on, and just scratching the surface on being able to how to fund projects off of EOS. This is just in its infancies. The infancy of being able to do this. This is the future of EOS. This is the future of the blockchain, is being able to fund projects through community and being able to have things like air grabs, airdrops. This is the future, and this is where it's happening. This is why I think it's going to be such a huge success. So is price a problem? Not really. Yeah, it's in the $4.50, 60 cent range. It's been a lot higher, and it will be a lot higher in the future. And in the short term, it does become a little bit of an obstacle because it does impede development. But this is temporary, this is short term. There's a lot of things down right now. I think the overall economy, everybody around the world is a little bit sideways right now. Things are a little bit, I don't see anything doing really, really well. But when this turns around, this will be one of the first things to go, is the blockchain and EOS. And right now, very misunderstood by so many people. It will become more clearly understood in the future as we work out custody issues, as we work out the ability for it to be traded in exchanges, as we work out the ability for people just to understand it simply without going through the ideas of a DPoS and proof of work and all the other things that make this more complicated. It'll become more easy as we evolve with the blockchain. And as we evolve with the blockchain, obviously price is going to be able to reflect that. It's like when you first learn how to drive a car. Sometimes you start out with a manual transmission, you gotta use a clutch, you gotta use the gear shifter, you gotta put it up in this gear, that gear, you gotta find the right places to put it. It gets a little bit complicated if you don't know what you're doing. And as the transmission evolves, now we just put it in drive, park, whatever. Now we got the Tesla that drives itself. So, you know, as this all evolves, it gets easier and more streamlined. That's the way the blockchain is. As we evolve with the blockchain, we will be going from the stick shift, the clutch, the place to put the gears, the gear shift lever is going to be in a certain spot, to now just being able to hit start and let it drive itself. So we are on our way. So yeah, the price in short term is a little bit of a problem, but it's not going to be a problem in the near future as this gets more understood and as we start to evolve into the next level, which is usability and becomes widely known and easily used as a source of funding for business projects, of which everything will progress when that happens. Because right now the biggest problem with business is it's hard to fund business. It's hard to get business to fund it. It's hard to get ideas funded. If every idea got funded that was out there right now, then you could just imagine how it would change the world. Almost no idea gets funded now. Nobody has any way of sourcing ideas, funding ideas. And this is a huge problem for everybody, that the fact that there's so many good ideas that never ever get into existence just because there's no way to fund them. EOS can remedy that problem, and I think it will remedy that problem in the very near future. So anyway, yes, short term, price is a problem. Long term, won't be a problem at all. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.